You know, it's funny. Not the haha kind of funny, but the kind that twists in your chest. When people think they have you figured out from the outside, like they've read your entire story by skimming one chapter, they see your confidence and call it arrogance. Your silence becomes coldness. Your strength? Oh, that's just you being too much. And if you're soft, then you're too emotional. There's no winning, is there? But I've learned something. And I've learned it the hard way. You don't have to fit anyone's story but your own. There were times I wanted to scream at the world, to beg them to just see me, to understand my heart. But now I don't beg. I don't scream. I build. I heal. I rise, Ellie, because being a better person, for me, doesn't mean being perfect. It means being honest. It means choosing grace when the easy road is bitterness. It means being kind, even when your name has been dragged across every dirty sidewalk of someone else's insecurity. Allie, I know what they say. I've heard it whispered behind polished smiles and read it in the subtext of polite conversations. Self-love. But here's the truth. Their words don't define me. My actions do. They don't know the nights I stayed up, replaying every conversation, wondering if I said too much or not enough. They don't see the way I love, fiercely, fully, with a heart that bruises easily but never stops beating for others. Ellie, yes, I've made mistakes. Who hasn't? But I learn. I grow. I apologize when I'm wrong. I keep my word. I show up, even for people who never did the same for me. That's my power, not revenge. Not pettiness, just consistency. Quiet strength, they'll talk. They always do. If you shine too brightly, they'll say you're trying to outshine the rest. If you play small, they'll call you weak. So you might as well stand tall. You might as well let your light blaze. I refuse to let their noise become my narrative. My worth is not up for debate, and I will continue to love, to try, to fail with grace, and rise with fire, because being a better person isn't about what they say. It's about who I choose to be, so let them talk. Hamlet, there was a time, not so long ago, when I doubted everything. Every step I took felt uncertain. Every word I spoke, I questioned it before it left my lips. And then again after, I carried the weight of not being enough, of always needing to prove something. To others. To myself. Well, I used to think that was weakness, that it was this ugly thing I had to hide. Like a scar I didn't want the world to see, but now I know better. Doubt isn't the enemy. It's the beginning, Reshua Spiz. It's the space between who you are and who you're becoming. I used to need noise. Validation, a room full of people nodding, just to feel like I had value. I used to argue with those who misunderstood me, desperate for them to see my heart. I wasted so much energy trying to explain myself to people who had already decided what they wanted to believe. And for what? The truth is, you can't control what someone chooses to see in you, or what they refuse to. SLAE. I've been called dramatic, cold, too much, not enough. I've been praised for the same traits others criticized. It's exhausting. trying to dance to the rhythm of everyone else's expectations. So I stopped, Ellie. I stopped trying to convince anyone. And in that silence, in that beautiful, terrifying quiet, I found myself. I found strength in not responding, in walking away without slamming the door, in letting go without having the last word. It's not apathy, it's not weakness, it's power. Restrained, deliberate, clear. I used to think rising meant shouting, proving, competing, but now I know some of the most powerful rises happen in silence. No announcement, no firework, just small, steady shifts, just truth. Lived, not performed. I rise by healing what no one sees, by choosing peace when I could so easily choose chaos, by knowing who I am, even when they don't. So let them wonder, let them write their stories about me in the air. I won't correct them. I don't need to, because I'm not here to be loud. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to be whole. And yes, I was once a doubter. I doubted myself more than anyone else ever could, but I'm not that woman anymore. I am rooted. I am calm. I am still. So, Ellie, and I will rise. Not with noise, not with anger, not with vengeance. I will rise with silence. Come rise with Evolv, like I said before. We're not just a group, we're a movement. We're not just voices, we're a vibration in the bones of change. We're not here to wait for permission, we're here to write our own momentum. We're a motivator, yes, but not the kind that whispers in your ear with cliches. We're the kind that shouts when you forget who you are. That grabs your hand when you're sinking, that pushes you forward when fear wants you frozen. Evolv isn't about perfection. It's about transformation. It's about progress. Gritty, honest, sweat in your eyes kind of progress. We don't preach from pedestals. We speak from trenches, from scars, from the stories behind our smiles. Well, you see, we rise, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because every time one of us stands up, we lift someone else. Every time we break through, we make space for the next. We're a chain reaction of courage. So come rise with Evolv. Not because we have all the answers, but because we refuse to settle for silence, for stillness, for staying small. Evolv with us. Rise with us, because this is only the beginning.